What is it you want? We're not open yet. We have no money.
Oh, we don't want your money, Mrs. Jason.
Well, what then? Merchandise? Take it.
We don't want your merchandise either. Although we may want to use some of it. And everything we need seems to be right here.
There's a bedroom and kitchen in the back.
Well, that's good. Mrs. Jason, I think we might all enjoy some coffee. Do you have any?
Yes, we have coffee.
That's fine. Would you make us some, please?
We'll do anything you ask. Just don't harm my wife.
I assure you, no one's going to be harmed. Providing no one tries to harm us. The coffee, please. Dave.
Pretty little one, Pajarito. You don't like the cage, no?
Help me take these things downstairs.
When we leave, I'm gonna set you free also, amiguito.
Porter, cut it out. Leave that bird alone.
This one I take with us. He can keep us company and sing for us while we work. There, Pajarito. Look at the light. It'll make you happy.
This will be the wall facing the baggage depot, would it not?
That's right.
Give me the Maddox. Mostly sand. We'll have to shore up as we go. You have the lumber?
Over there.
Porter, go get the lumber. Well, let's get started. What are you waiting for?
How much gold will there be?
50,000, I understand. Much more than we expected. And in Mexico, it'll command an even higher figure. Come on, go get the lumber.
Don't worry, amiguito. When we leave, I'll set you free.
Coffee? I gotta hand it to you, lady. This here's good.
What time is it?
I don't know. I ain't got a watch. Late, I reckon.
What are they doing down there?
Digging?
Digging?
Yeah, digging. You know, in the dirt.
For what?
Well, that's a good question. I asked myself that question lots of times. Back when I lived on my pappy's ranch. Work the dirt, boy. That's what he used to say. Work the dirt. It'll pay. But all I ever got was raw hands and a busting back. I don't know, though. This here's different. My turn comes down there, I reckon my pappy was right. This here is gonna pay.
Bert, what's happening?
Dave, go on downstairs and help Border. We're gonna rest a bit.
Right. Lady sure makes good coffee.
They're using our cellar to tunnel across to the baggage depot.
There's a shipment of gold coming in tomorrow night, and we're going to take it.
I don't understand. Obviously, you're an educated man. How could you do such a thing to decent people?
Well, it's very simple. Until a few years ago, I was a school teacher, entrusted with the future welfare of my students. And while I was highly esteemed, or pitied, I found it very difficult to live on 30 cents a day. That's what your decent people paid me. And so one day, I said I simply had enough. Does that answer your question, Mrs. Jason? If it does, I suggest you go to the bedroom there and get some sleep. Tomorrow is another day. You'll go about your business as usual. I don't want people to come in here and see you in, shall we say, an overwrought condition.
Do as he says, Elaine.
And remember, there will always be a gun pointed at one of you. Is that clear?
Yes, quite clear.
I'll be all right. You go ahead.
You know, when I lived on a school teacher's pay, I used to use parched corn for coffee grounds. They say they grow coffee in some parts of Mexico. Perhaps when we get down there, we might even buy a plantation.
Yeah.
No, I mean it. Why not? How do you think tycoons and land barons got their start?
You know anything about growing coffee?
No, but... What is it? Are you nervous?
I'm all right.
Well, it's understandable if you were. You've been out of action for a long time.
Look, I only asked if you knew anything about growing coffee.
One thing I learned. Never listen to what a man says as much as how he says it. It's her, isn't it? That's what's bothering you. You don't like the idea of leaving her behind.
No.
It is, Bert, I know. Now listen, she's not your type.
Oh,
She's not. I know. You like 'em wild and young. They gotta make you feel like they're fish jumping in your veins. You're gonna be a rich man, Bert. And a happy one, I guarantee it.
Mrs. Barkley. Audra.
Hello, Bert.
Oh, what can I do for you?
Where's Elaine?
Well, she's gone out.
Oh, well, I really wanted to talk to you.
Mr. Jason, are those new dresses?
Yes, they just came in from San Francisco.
Really? Excuse me, Mother, I think I'll look at them.
Well, you're finally getting straightened out. Quite a job, isn't it?
Yes, it is. What is it you wanted to talk to me about?
Bert, I know who you are. Or rather, who you were and what you were.
So?
Does Elaine know?
Well, I told Elaine I'd had some trouble once, that's all. I saw no reason to say more.
I see.
What's past is past. It's over and done with. Unless, someone wanted to revive it.
I'm devoted to Elaine. You know that. I only want to help.
Help?
Well, I won't go into sentimental reasons, but I've instructed the bank to issue you credit until you can get on your feet.
Mrs. Barkley, I don't want your help.
Well, I don't understand. Why?
Well, I just don't want it, that's all.
What about Elaine?
Well, what about her?
Well, don't you think she should be considered?
Mrs. Barkley, the store here. Our coming to Stockton was her idea, not mine. We've had stores, 2 before this. Well, this one isn't going to be any different. You work from sunup till sunset, waiting on people hand and foot. Yes, Mr. So-and-so. No, Mrs. So-and-so, we're all out of that. Now, if I hadn't considered Elaine, I wouldn't be here now.
Well, I'm at a loss. I don't know whether you're turning me down because you dislike me, or you have too much pride, or you hate what you're doing so much you don't want to succeed. And it would be a pity if it were that.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Barkley. I didn't really mean to say all those things. I don't know. Maybe I'm tired. I don't know. But believe me, please, I am trying. And I am grateful for what you're trying to do. I don't know how to thank you.
No thanks are necessary. Elaine knows that.
I'll tell her when she comes in.
Audra?
Oh, Mother, I've got 2 dresses I've just got to try on.
I might have known. All right, you go home with Jared. I'll drop by his office and tell him to expect you.
I'll see you at dinner.
Bert, you and Elaine come for dinner soon.
Of course, as soon as we can.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Do you have a dressing room?
No, I don't. I mean, they're not ready yet.
Oh, I don't mind. Just anything will do. What's in here?
Well, now, it's just a downright shame you had to see that, girlie.